Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We're 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well Metaverse podcast. Peace.
Easy. I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Yeah.
Here we are.
Look at
Jason,
it. And
good to see you.
good to see you. And look, everybody, we've got a flower amongst the two thorns today.
We should. Is it possible to rearrange these? No, it's beyond me.
I think so. Take me off and then add her again.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can.
Me.
No,
Nope.
nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Sorry.
Man, Lolly D, it's good to see you.
You too. Good to see both of you.
Yeah.
Where's your hat?
I know, right? I need my hat. I know.
That's funny.
Gotta put it on
Yeah.
too. It's gonna do it.
So everybody who don't know who Lolly D is, she is a producer, a host, just a great friend, human being outside the metaverse and inside the metaverse. And typically in the metaverse, she always has her avatar always has an amazing head on. She's always just so loving, always greeting people. And she's with us today, taking on a new role live.
Indeed. Yeah, taking on a new role. So Jason and I are pleased to announce that Miss Lolly D has joined our Well Metaverse team. She is officially our producer. Yay!
Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Can you chuck deuces, Lolly?
Oh, let's go. She's
All
from
right.
California. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, Lolly is going to be joining us. She's going to be behind the scenes a lot of the time, really helping keep Jason and I on track, which we can certainly benefit from that.
Yakety yak, stay on track. That's what I just did. I just took us off track by staying on track.
Well, when your show goes over 20 minutes, that's not necessarily a bad sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Speaking of our show, let's say hello to some people. Alma Jean, she was here early. Hey, I'm not
Alma,
late.
what's happening?
Sterminator, let's go. How's your day been? We're enjoying the new updates on the soapstone. If I were a bet man, I'd bet we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Yeah, Kimberly Ann. She says, hello, lovely people. And Sterminator is very happy to see Lolly. Oh, about the hat. Sterminator says she's saving it for her show. Yeah. Yeah. Wanda says, wow. Or maybe I'm reading that upside down and she's saying mom. No, I think it's right. Yeah. And Wanda also congrats Lolly for the role. Sturm says, yay. Kimberly Ann, yay, congrats. Robert says, yay, or hey, Lolly. All right. Good stuff. All right, Lolly. We know what you're doing, and we're going to send you back to the producer booth. You ready?
I'm ready.
I was going to say what Lolly's name spelled upside down in Greek.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to go there. We don't know what that means. Let's not do
Yeah,
that.
if you upside, yeah. Glow gay. That's what it, yeah.
I can get it sideways, but not upside down.
The Y would be.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, gamma.
Right.
Yeah, lambda, omega, lambda.
All right, you guys,
epsilon.
get on with your show now. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jason.
Thanks. What's up, bro?
Man,
How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm feeling really good. I'm doing really good. This anytime there's a transition, it's always interesting. And of course, we're transitioning off of the Dry Bar series of shows back to the the soapstone proper, or the core soapstone stuff. And the Dry Bar was a big deal. Man, it was a great series of shows. Opened up opportunities that we were able to pay the team
Yeah.
to help out. I mean, it really, really was a great thing. And it's a little scary coming off of that to say, okay, what's next?
Well, before we talk about what's next, I would really like if we slow down just for a moment and talked about what was before.
That's a
Because yeah, we just, man, I remember when we started talking about what potentially could be. Like, what's the next level of the soapstone? What would it be like for us to get some comedians who are in the public space on large platforms to be able to come? And we just talk. We were just kind of brainstorming what that would look like. And then what? A few months later, this opportunity presented itself to be on to partner with Dry Bar and Meta.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Is what
Yeah,
was it before? Because it was good before.
yeah.
Like it was like the dynamics, the heart of the soapstone, that didn't change throughout
Mm,
this thing.
you're certainly
That
right.
it's always been about encouraging people towards the spotlight. It's been about this incredible community of people coming together to support each other, and that held true, and actually made us shine during the Dry Bar thing. That I
Yeah.
mean, like I heard multiple times from multiple people how impressed they were that, like, watching our team work, watching
Right.
the moderators come in and do their thing and act with tact and grace. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, brother.
So hopefully none of that changes. We can change the aesthetics. We can change the layout. We can change the focus on what shows we're putting our energies and efforts behind. But the heart, I mean,
Hmm.
that's here to stay.
Yeah, dude. So it's you had this let's just say the heart is what keeps the body going and the brain, of course. But that's what keeps the blood flowing is the heart. And so regardless of what happens, that blood has to consistently keep flowing. It has to stay warm. And man, just the culture that exists. And it's man, it's you look at what happens even when you're outside the soapstone. It's what we're seeing now is all the people who are, the faithful folks who show up trying to find ways to connect outside of the metaverse. So it's like
Yeah.
because it's so genuine and authentic and real to life, then it that translates over to real life.
Yeah.
And I've heard people talk about the metaverse, the Oculus, and when it first really started gaining the momentum, and it was like, man, there's no substitute for real relationships. Like you're right,
Yeah.
but you have, but you have real relationships in the metaverse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So and what's neat is, like, it's not like, as leadership of the soapstone, we're creating these and orchestrating them. Like, so there is somehow I got added into, like, one of the core groups of people that have just become friends and had their own chat group. I got added into that chat group. So like I've been able to see, like, the depth and the dynamics of these relationships. It might start in the soapstone, but it goes so much deeper and further than that. And
Yeah.
again, it's not something that we have to orchestrate and script and say, okay, this is totally structured. You go from this to this to this. It's just kind of happening, which is cool.
So you didn't plan out all this stuff. You didn't write all this stuff down. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
outline is amazing, brother. Wow.
I'll tell you what. Had I sat down and planned it all out, it wouldn't have been nearly as grand as it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So Dry Bar, huge success, huge. I mean, even exposing more comedians and more people to the metaverse. And so now coming out of that, it's what I've learned when I really started growing in comedy and having business conversations and marketing conversations. One thing that I learned is you always got to know and be ready for what's next. So
Mhm.
whenever something big happens, whenever you have this opportunity, it's what's next, what you got coming up next. And typically you see,
Mhm.
once I learned that, I started paying attention. When you see television interviews, they always ask people, so what you got coming next?
Mhm.
What's going on
Mhm.
next?
Mhm.
So, and what was cool is I saw what was coming next before everyone knew what was coming next.
Yeah, yeah, indeed, indeed. On both leading up to the dry bar and coming out of it, and
Yeah,
what's next. I mean, there's lots of stuff in the works. There's lots of stuff going to be continuing to happen in the soapstone. But I'll tell you what part of the motivation behind making the complete and total world redo at the time that we did is I didn't want people to come into the soapstone one day and see these giant dry bar signs and this show is happening on Thursday, and then the next day come in and have it just be gone,
yeah,
because then it's a loss of something. And
mm,
so that was the timing of, okay, when do we relaunch this? The timing was to say, hey, you know what, we're losing something that's very important and very good, but we're also stepping into and gaining all this other incredible stuff. So
yeah. That's amazing. It's one. I'm always amazed, my friend, seeing that NBA just take flesh when we communicate. It's because hearing you saying you don't want them to walk in and see that now dry bar stuff stripped away because there's a loss of something. It
Yeah.
reminds me of part of the communication system with Chick-fil-A. Of course, their customer service is bar none. It's yeah. How do you top Chick-fil-A's customer service in the fast food industry? So,
Yeah.
man, one of the ladies told me this. So, of course, I was on a little date with my wife, and Terry said, we talked to the lady, and the lady said, "Can I take your tray?"
Hmm.
And we're like, "Yes, of course." And Terry looked at her and said, "Yeah, you can have the, yeah, you finished. Yeah, here's some more trash." And she said, "We're not allowed to say trash
Oh, really?
because the word trash. What do you think about when I say trash?
Yeah.
Everybody
There's
can.
negative connotations. Yeah, in the
There's
in the
negative
chat.
connotation. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
chat, what do y'all think about when I say trash? What do you think about? What comes to mind? Dirty, smelly. And so what they want to do is disassociate everything about that from your mind. So they don't use those negative words, garbage, trash. It's, man, take your tray. Or are you done with this? To
Wow.
keep that positive experience. So when
You
you
know,
said that, go ahead.
yeah. No, no, go on. Go on. It's
No, so when you
all right.
said you don't want when they come into the world, you don't feel like something's been taken away because
Yeah.
there's negative connotations to it. That's just amazing to me, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And really it's focus on the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I know they're for Chick-fil-A, their vice president of incredible leadership, or I forget exactly what his title is, but he's a big deal. Like, he's in charge of the culture and the leadership at
Hmm.
Chick-fil-A. I know he's going to be at Killer Bee Studios actually Thursday of this week,
Oh
talking
man.
about leadership and stuff. So yeah, he just published a book and all that. And I know Chick-fil-A has like, they're a polarizing entity because they're there's some people that vehemently disagree with some of the stuff, and there's some people that wholeheartedly support what they do. But anybody who looks at their performance has to be impressed.
Yeah.
There's they've been able to achieve things that are just incredible across the board,
Mm.
and it's things like that you're talking about. Their willingness to put themselves into the mindset of the customer and try to make it as good of an experience as possible.
Yeah.
Um, and then I noticed something when I went to Chick-fil-A a little while ago, and Lolly, our producer, is like, how am I supposed to keep these guys on track? They start talking about one thing, and then they're yeah.
Welcome to the magic show,
That's
Lolly.
right. Yeah. Yeah, but I went through the drive-through, and I noticed that it had changed up. And I asked somebody that was going through that was there. I was like, "Oh, this is different than the way that you did it last time." And this is a young girl out there taking orders. She said, "Yeah, we're trying it this way. They asked us what we would do differently, and a couple of us came up with the idea of doing this." And I'm like, that right there, like, this
Yeah.
isn't something that's being handed down from efficiency studies to say this
Right.
is exactly how we do it. This is from the ground up. You've got people, working the drive-through, and they're saying, "How do you think we should do this?"
Yeah. Yeah. It's, man, the best people to come up with with strategy and some new inventions are those who really are intimately acquainted with the struggle or with the problem.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Where are the pain points? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And actually, we've been doing that a lot in the soapstone too, because we make this big, bold change and then we listen,
Mm.
and it's not like we will implement every change anybody recommends, because the fact is there's a lot of things that we've thought about and implemented and made concessions on and optimized and all those things. But some of them, like for instance, the fire pit is the big one that comes to mind. A
Yeah.
lot of people came in and they're like, "Man, I miss that fire pit. Like, it was so comfortable and just,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, they're like, "It needs to be a pit." And we had it as kind of a deck. And
Right.
I'm thinking, it really doesn't make a difference. It's the same. I was wrong because people told me it was not the same, and we did that. So actually, look, Wanda says, "Thanks for leaving the fire pit on the soapstone. You can change anything, but leave that fire pit." And then
Wow.
Wanda also says, "Thank you." Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. So that was one thing that we changed. Now, other things, like we went, we mixed it up big time. We have 3 tiers of seating now
Yeah.
versus a flat floor. And
S-
yeah, go.
Yeah. So I've been. So what's the feedback? How has it been for people?
So it's been mixed. Typically, when people first come in, they're like, "Oh, I want it the old way."
Yeah.
But when somebody performs on stage, yeah, Carl or Mayhem says a mixed bag of feedback. It has been, but when people perform on stage and there's people in there, it's a much better feel. Like, I mean,
Man.
it can be more intimidating because those eyeballs that are staring at you, there's more of them and they're closer to you.
Right.
So it can feel more intimidating. But when people are laughing with you, or when you're performing and people are cheering you on, if you're singing, that feel of being on stage is better.
Sounds like it's time for a Jason Earl show at the Soapstone to
It
me.
does. It does sound like that. For sure. For sure. We
Yeah,
got
brother.
Thursday nights open
Thursday nights.
right this minute.
Man, this is just it's spring break in my household.
Yeah.
And I've got, so I have an event Friday evening, and instead of flying out of town to make a quick, it's a 5 hour drive, maybe a 1 2 hour flight, hour and a half flight. But since it's spring break, I was like, you know what? I asked my kids if they wanted to go with me. And of course, the kids was like, absolutely, we want to go on this trip with you.
That's great.
So I got to dress. So now to make sound check Friday at 5 o'clock, I got to either leave Thursday or leave Friday morning. So,
Gotcha. So actually on that, Lolly, who's backstage producing, Lolly, I'm going to ask a favor of you about Friday. Here, well, let's bring her out on the stream.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
My son.
Hey.
In a minute.
Yeah.
He's at the coffee bar.
Nice. Yeah. So Jason and I are just talking. This upcoming show on Friday. He's going to be traveling, and I'm actually going to be at a Laugh Fest Laughter RX symposium, where a friend of mine, Jason Dibble, who is a PhD in communication, and then another medical professional are going to be talking about the health benefits of laughter and all that. So I'm going to be there. Jason's going to be traveling. Oh, and Cal is just coming in here too. You know what, Cal? I'm gonna ask both you and Lolly on the spot Friday at 11 a.m. Can we tag you in to run the Well Metaverse show on Friday?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yay,
All right. Yay. Cal says bye.
Yeah, you're not getting out of it, Cal. I'll put you down.
We have
Good morning, Soapstone.
We don't need him, Jason.
Well, Metaverse. Yeah. Who needs him? Yeah, that's funny. Here he comes back.
Wow, I feel like Cal just bumped me.
We did. We tried to disconnect you. We worked it out.
Now we know that Big Brother lives in the UK.
That's right. Revenge is sweet. All right. Very cool. And Sturm will be in the booth. Okay, booth. I read this comment at the same time. Poof, be gone. And I said, boof. All right. Well, that's super cool. I appreciate you guys. It is really nice that we've got such a deep bench with the Soapstone, with the shows that we got going on. It's so cool. So thank you, Cal, and thank you, Lolly. All
it's a village, man. It's super amazing. It's super amazing how the Soapstone village is. The tribe.
Yep, it takes a village. All right, Lolly, we're sending you back to do your job. That's great, man. I'm so excited to have Lolly joining as a producer as we get into this. I know her commentary back and forth is going to be great. And I feel like we'll need to get it to where she can pop in as she wants and all that.
Indeed.
So
I feel like I got a new setup, a different setup today. So my camera and my computer is about, I guess, 3 feet in front of me.
Okay.
So I can't read comments. I can see, I got my glass. I can see a few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
Well, that'll help a lot. Yeah, that'll help a lot. Like next week when Lolly's got the full controls backstage, she can just pull up comments, and then we can address them as she pulls them up. And yeah, it'll be a work in process. Hey, here's a quick comment about the Soapstone. Eeyore here. I just want to say I love the flexibility. That's not a very good Eeyore. Do you got a good Eeyore?
No.
Gosh, Pooh. I wish.
That's funny. Dude, being a jovial person, always been that way in my life and been around jovial people. I used to be like, man, what is with Eeyore, man? And Snuffleupagus, like, yo, something is really wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
But
they're like, oh, they got these chill personalities.
right. And Winter Source says he's got a good Eeyore, apparently. Well, I got to tell you, he's one of these guys that we just brought in and knighted in, has made it through the training process and everything. And he's part of the producer team. And he's got very like laid back, slower
Yeah,
paced
super
demeanor,
chill.
but super chill. And but he's having the time of his life,
Yeah.
and he's loving it. He's there. He's doing good things. So yeah, it's funny. Like people like I'm kind of the same way. If I hear somebody like that, it's like, oh man, what's wrong? And maybe the answer is nothing. This is just my cadence of talking.
Yeah, hold on. I need to do something right quick. Hold up.
All
Just
right. Cal says, "Can you read this now?" Now he can't for sure.
since you said that he was knighted in,
Yeah.
and since everybody's starting to get a real life uh example or experience of the soapstone, I just figured we ought to do something. Aaron, you showed yourself as pretty faithful. Man, the way that you always pushing others to the spotlight, man. And I just want to say, um, congratulations, brother, for all that you're doing. I
Oh,
just want to knight you in, brother. There you go.
yeah, yeah.
Now you now have access to everything
Man,
soapstone, brother.
I'm not gonna lie, that feels pretty good. that man, that's a good feeling. Just to
Yeah,
have a
brother.
moment of being recognized like that. That's cool. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome,
you for
dude.
that. All
There's so
right.
many.
Corbin says awesome. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Sturminator, can we have a replica of the soapstone sword for sale? Yeah, that's funny. Actually, that was designed by the John McClay, who, man, this guy, he
Oh,
is
amazing.
such a great dude. Wow, I love
Yeah.
working with him. I love watching his talent go from a vision to just implemented. Oh,
Dude, I saw
incredible.
that they were so I just followed them on Instagram. I don't know why I haven't. And they were at, it looks like a trade show. And they gave away two Oculus. Was that a
Yeah.
trade show?
So that was that's a museum in Buffalo, and they've got a big piece of that museum is actually deals with virtual reality. So
Ah.
so they went out to do like a big VR display and presentation and all that. So yeah, that's where they were for that. And then this week, John is actually on vacation. This is the first vacation that he's taken since since he was the founder of, or since he
Wow.
co-founded Inspire Create Labs.
What's vacation, man?
Oh, Mayhem's got some feedback here. Still his favorite weapon design in the metaverse. And if there's anybody that knows weapon design in the metaverse, it's Mayhem.
Okay, can we just pause since he said best weapons design and I just took me to design? Can we just say how amazing Inspire's New World is?
Man,
Oh
so
my goodness.
like, and some of that stuff, like you gotta spend a little bit of time in there to just like soak it up. Like, so the reflection in the floor,
Oh, bah.
when you walk in there, like it's a reflection, and there's a lot of places that have done reflections, but when you look, there's a robot floating around. The robot's
Yes.
reflection is in there. And then even more impressive than that to me is when you see the avatars,
Yeah.
there's a reflection of the avatar underneath there. Like,
Yes.
oh, the subtlety of that. Oh, it's
Bro,
beautiful.
it's absolutely amazing. I mean, just from the elevator, the balcony, then going up to the top floor. Dude, I was blown away by that design. being able to juggle the blocks, dude. I was literally there's a verse
Yeah.
that talks about the Queen of Sheba, man. When she went after Solomon built the temple and his house, the Queen of Sheba went, and it one of my favorite passages, man. Just and talking about creativity and doing things with excellence. It says when she looked at Solomon's palace and the way that his servants were dressed and the way that everything was designed, it says there was no more breath in her, dude. And I'm like, I was blown away just by the design that Inspired did with their
Yeah.
headquarters, man. Absolutely amazing. And then so you see the new soapstone design, and you're like, whoa, this is so many layers to it, so awesome, such a next level design. Then you go in the courtyard, go to Inspired, come back out, and then you go to Jason Earls Productions, and it's like now we're in the projects.
It's yeah, I know at the last In World one we were talking about
Like,
you're throwing some
yeah,
hints out there like, hey, maybe we need a little refresh here. Yeah. No, well, and yeah, it's awfully special in there as well. But maybe we
it
can
is.
carry on like so in the Soapstone World headquarters. That's now the supporters place, exclusively for them. It's got that same kind of city feel. Maybe we can do something in Jason Earls Productions and pull in that same cityscape and all that. Although you really already have the cityscape. It's just a slightly different
Yeah,
city
yeah.
from back behind the stage. And yeah,
It don't. I was saying that as a joke, but man, really to highlight how good the Soapstone and Inspire. I mean, man, y'all crushed it, bro. Absolutely crushed it.
indeed. 3 cheers for Inspire, 3 cheers for Ace the Bass, who played a
Let's
huge
go,
role in
Ace.
that.
The
Yeah,
freaking bass.
yeah. And then
So
it
good.
was
First
it
of all,
was cool.
can
It's
we just
yeah,
go ahead? Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
yeah. So I mean, it's so cool too. Like the role that each of us play. Like for me, like I came in when we had nothing. When it's a blank world, and I said, okay, this is what we want. We want a 3-tiered stage experience. We
Yeah,
want it to be in the city. We
yeah,
want to pull the supporters lounge out of the world and make a separate world for supporters so we can free up that capacity.
right.
And kind of talking through some of that stuff, and then to watch it come together, and just everybody in their spot of talent and ability, and seeing what comes out of it. Whew, it's been great.
So good, brother. Hey, question.
Yeah.
I already know the answer to this. Suspenders? Oh, you froze. Oh, there they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna do the full on
Yeah.
Mardi Gras flash again,
Yeah.
but we
But
got
there's a
too
lady
many
backstage.
too many complaint letters. Like they were last week.
Hey, so
Yes,
man,
indeed. I got suspenders. I'm gonna be rocking them again. Like
how
it's getting a little bit warmer out, and I'm looking ahead to spring and summer, and I'm thinking, man, there's a lot of days I don't want to be doubled up on shirts. I'm not gonna be wearing suspenders with shorts. I'm sorry. That's over the line.
it all depends on how they look.
Yeah.
But dude, one of my favorite. So this past in world show, in the world metaverse show, dude, man, just having Ace the Bass and Solaris on stage was great. Always fun. So many funny moments there. But man, when Ace the Bass quoted a verse, I was like, that's the highlight. That's my top number one well metaverse moment of all times.
That was great. That was great. And part of the benefit of Ace's kind of like a little bit withdrawn, but observing nature is when he
Yeah.
does say, "Hey, I need the spotlight for a minute to say something,"
Right.
it's going to be good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mayhem is, he's a supporter of Ace the Base for president.
Mayhem. So good to
Yeah.
see. Like, it's like, man, watching the metaverse and where everybody is now, it's like seeing these all-star rookies in like the second or third year playing in their professional sport. It's like, wow, these talented cats
Well,
just are at a whole
yeah.
nother level.
I'm like, I think about it like, when you look at, the tech titans, like, and when they were coming up, with Bill Gates and, like there, the whole group of the people that ultimately become the best in the world at it, they all knew each other. It was a
Yeah.
small ecosystem when it was starting.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were just interacting just like normal people. And like,
Right.
and, or you look at like musicians like Johnny Cash and the whole group of people that all kind of hung around together and all came up to be, great musicians. Like that's what's happening in the metaverse right now.
Yeah.
There's people that are just kicking it together that in time here, they'll be the founders, they'll be the creators, they'll be the ones that laid the foundation for all of it.
Right. So good.
Yeah.
So good, brother. So good.
Yeah. Yeah. So that we know what's coming up on Friday, on Wednesday, tomorrow, our friend Lolly D. Actually, Lolly D, can we bring you back out and have you tell us what's happening on your show tomorrow? All right.
D.
I'll just interpret that as a yes.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow on Good Morning Soapstone, we're going to have Aaron and members of the Inspire team, and hopefully Ace. I hope Ace is there because he contributes so much, and he's awesome. Yeah, so tomorrow's going to be a fun one. We're just going to have a good time and drill you and give you guys a hard time. It'll be fun. That's Trainer Cal and I's specialty, is to just get in there and ask questions. So it'll be fun.
Indeed. Well, I look forward to that for sure. So
me too. It's gonna be a good time. Good show.
Yeah.
Notice how all three of us have glasses. That's pretty amazing.
I know. I just wear mine for looks, though.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I don't know if I believe you on that.
I know. What you mean?
Yeah.
It's when you start doing like this.
Yeah. Yeah. So my wife and I just got snorkel gear, and we ordered prescription glasses, which are prescription snorkel masks, which are actually much more. They're much more economical than you could think. I think for a mask it was like $80 for a prescription snorkel mask. So we ordered these, and we were talking about snorkeling, and what's going to happen if we get out on the beach, take our glasses off, put our mask out, go snorkeling, and come back and our glasses are gone.
That's hysterical.
Have your snorkel on all the time?
Yeah, for the rest of the trip, we'll just have that snorkel on.
Hey, do you have the prescription lenses in your goggles? Did you do that?
So I used to, when I had the Quest 2, I had the prescription lenses, and they were great. I mean, I would recommend them 10 out of 10. And again, they're pretty economical, like $65 or something in that range. So it's not like getting glasses where it's just,
you're not buying frames.
Exactly. So that I highly would recommend that. With the Pro, it's not necessary because there's enough room that you can very comfortably wear your glasses underneath it. But with the Quest 2, I wouldn't not have it.
Do you need suspenders for the Quest 2?
So that's the other thing, this is, if the glasses get stolen, I'm going to look kind of funny, I think, because I'm going to be like, walking into a restaurant, with the goggles on. And if I'm wearing the goggles, I'm going to have the snorkel gear and the flip flops on, and then I'll have the Speedo and the suspenders holding that up. Like it's
Right.
going to be a thing.
We'll just think tourists.
funny.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Midwest tourist.
That's right. Yeah. There's a Michigan boy. You know.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
great.
Good stuff. So Jason, you're heading out for shows and things this weekend.
Yep. And
That's
I gotta
cool.
get ready to hop on a video conference. So
All right.
yeah, I hate to have to leave y'all, but man, I love you guys.
You know
I
what?
love hanging out with you guys.
I think we've done what we need to do here today.
Good, because I got to go
Oh.
change my uniform and do the other thing.
All right. Sounds good.
Let's
So
go.
everybody watching, thank you so much for being a part of this. This has been great. Sturm says it the best. Bye.
Bye.